Hello, my name is Meredith, and I'm back again to continue with our lessons for painting basics for beginners. Today, the lesson is going to be on the horizon line and why it's important. Okay, the horizon line, everybody probably knows what that means, but in a painting, it's very important because the horizon line tells the viewer where to look. It also creates distance, and everything that is in your painting converges or recedes toward the horizon. And it's difficult to get all those things right. So I'm just going to do a little demonstration for you, and it's just going to be in ink. We're not going to do any color on it today, and hopefully you'll be able to see this. Okay, most people do not put the horizon line right in the middle of their painting. Sometimes it's appropriate, but most of the time the horizon line should be above in that top half or below in the bottom half, and I'm just going to show you what that means. So we're going to put it up here. And draw a line right across, like that. So as you can see, if the horizon line is in the upper half of the canvas, the subject of your painting is going to be about the land, or it's going to be about the ocean. Anything that is below the horizon line would be the subject of your painting, because this is the largest part of your canvas. But if the horizon line is here, if it's on the lower half of your painting, on your canvas, that means that the subject of your painting will be the sky, or the clouds, or anything that is above the horizon line. It could be some tall trees, they would be up in the sky, or it could be mountains, they would be up in the sky. The horizon line would not be at the top of your mountains, though. That's called the skyline. The horizon line would be at the base of your mountains. So mountains and trees and birds and clouds and airplanes and things like that would all be in the sky. So we're going to flip this back over again. Another thing that the horizon line does is it controls perspective. And perspective, there's different kinds of perspective, but the one that we're going to talk about today is called one-point perspective. So we're just going to put a point on our horizon line. Let's say right there. That is the point where everything in your painting will relate to. So one-point perspective is similar to railroad tracks. This could be a road or railroad tracks, or a path, a grassy path. But as you can see, the railroad tracks, or the road, is wide up here in the front. But to create distance in your painting, it has to be painted with perspective. And the perspective is the vanishing point. So the road looks like it is receding. So when you add perspective to your paintings, you are giving the viewer a correct rendition of recession. And this is one way to do that. Another way to do that is, let's see, let's draw a fence. We'll pretend we're drawing a fence. If your fence is parallel to the horizon, all your fence posts will be the same height. But if your fence is running down along the side of the road, we have to use the vanishing point to show recession in the size of the fence posts. So they would look something like this. The closer or farther away they get, the smaller they would appear in your painting. This is called recession towards the vanishing point. We can do the same thing when we are doing a sketch on our canvas of a house. So we're going to try that on the other side. Okay, there's the front of our house. But we're going to see the side of this house, and it has to be drawn and painted in perspective, in relationship to the vanishing point, the same way that we drew in the fence posts. So this is how you would do that. You would start at the bottom corner, and every point on your little house would vanish towards the vanishing point. So this is how your house would turn out. I better use the ruler to get it straight. So this is a house drawn in perspective. Now, sometimes you won't use perspective. You'll just see the front of the house, like if you're painting the front porch or the windows or, you know, something like that. But if you see the side of the house at any time in your paintings, you would have to use 1-point perspective or 2-point. Sometimes there's a 2-point perspective, but in this case, we're just using 1. To get a perfect example of a house using 1-point perspective, this is the method that you would use to get the proportions of your house correct. And that is the importance of the horizon line. Besides creating a boundary between the sky and the land or the water, every item in your painting, whether it's a house, a road, a fence, a row of trees, would be painted in relationship to the horizon and a vanishing point on the horizon itself. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that little demonstration, and thank you for watching. Bye.